I'm going to be presenting GR Silver Mining, an emerging silver gold company in the Rosario mining district in Sinaloa, Mexico. I'll be providing some updates about what we've been able to achieve and deliver to the investors since we set up the company 3 years ago. It's a young company, but management, founders, executives have a lot of experience in Mexico and globally, not only exploring, discovering, building mines, putting into production, but also selling at premium. I'll be making some forward-looking statements just to make the audience aware. So GR Silver Mining is the first company ever in the history of the Rosario mining district in Sinaloa, Mexico, to control 100% of 3 key assets in that district: the Summerseal, the Diplomazo, and the Trinidad. We have delivered what we told the market when we created the company we were going to do. We said at the beginning, the first step is ownership, 100% ownership and control of a district. We delivered this by the latest acquisition of the Summerseal, where we have a 43-101, 39 million ounces of silver, 47 million ounces silver equivalent, a very attractive project. But what makes very attractive, more and more attractive, is that it can be open pit. Not many silver companies, even in Mexico, which is the largest silver producer in the world, Mexico, the country, are open pit. Immediately after that, we were invited by First Majestic to buy the Diplomazo Silver Project, which we bought 100%. Doing all the work, we discovered the opportunity to be the first company ever to make the maiden 43-101 for the Diplomazo Silver Project. The market is anxious to see the results, but it's important to say that we are not doing a resource based in one area with 100 drill holes. We are doing 2 resource estimates with more than 400 drill holes, more than 130,000 meters of drilling data, more than 11,000 samples underground. And you are doing this in a record time, close to 9 months. And doing the work, we realized that we can have a district. That's why we were working around Summerseal, which is here, and in the vicinity of Diplomazo. And we discovered veins between these 2 areas. And we realized that we could control a trend, the Diplomazo Summerseal trend. That's why we went after to acquire the La Trinidad. And we are not only concentrating and expanding the resources, which is fundamental for a company to have a solid resource, high quality resource. Is not made only on grade, made on thickness, depth, metallurgy, engineering, all this takes into account. And also location, infrastructure. We have 2 past producer sites with power lines. We don't need to rely on diesel. The 2 past producer sites have permits for mining. That's important to de-risk the project. And we are about to announce a very large drilling program outside of the resource areas, because most of the data is already with the QP to do the resource estimates. But we have at least 24 old workings or quartz veins, epithermal quartz veins, that we believe must be drilled. And this is going to be one of the core or catalysts for the company for the second half. A lot of drilling results. So important to say here that it's a very mining-friendly area. Here's some comments about Mexico, country risk. But mining, silver mining is core for Mexico. A lot of jobs. Although there's a new government, which is half away for his term, I do not foresee a big change in the game in Mexico. Remind the audience that the largest silver producer in the world, Fresnillo, is a Mexican company with core assets in Mexico. Again, ESG is another important point. We have a high rate of employment of local employees, predominantly Mexicans. All the executives here are fluent in Spanish. We have been doing business in Mexico for more than 15 years. Success stories, directly participation in Silvercrest mines that was sold to First Majestic for 150 million. Meg Silver is a successful story. The ex-chairman of Meg Silva is one of the key individuals working for this company. But going further, let's show a bit of the story here. These two purple circles here is where we have all the drill holes, the plus 400 drill holes. We are doing 2 resource estimates. And as I said before, we discovered other veins between the San Juan and the Summerseal. So we immediately pursued an acquisition so we can integrate the resource area at Summerseal in green at the bottom with the 2 purple resources. And for the first time, create an integrated project. But of course, you need to have the resource from the San Juan and Plomosas in the next 30, 45 days. By the end of the year, we might bring more updates of resources from Summerseal, which can be open pit and upside potential for underground, and drive the company towards a PEA for the next year. But the first area I'm going to talk is about Plomosas mine area. Why is that important? This hill that you have in front of you is the Plomosas Hill, is a Plomosas mine area. There's an underground mine with 8 kilometers under this mountain. But the mine shut down in 2001 because they were producing only lead and zinc. Our work in the 9 months since we bought this 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago, has proved that the whole system is much larger, they extend beyond the initial 400 meters that we thought would be the vein. Today you have proved records of high-grade silver and gold, only veins in other structures. We are discovering wide mineralization close to the surface, which can prove that this cannot be not only an underground deposit, but potential areas for open pit. And now together in a big system. And again, with the infrastructure already on site and the permit to go into production on site. But we are not the type of founders, engineers, geologists that we are going to cut corners. We want to create foundations for a company. So resources, studies are in progress to make sure that we can get this properly done. The second area that we are very excited still at the Diplomazo Hill project is the San Juan, the next slide. As a reference, 1 year ago, we thought there would be just one vein, San Juan. Today we have 6 veins. The resource estimate at San Juan is going to include only 3 veins. We have 3 more to continue to drill. And we have signed contracts for drilling. And we will continue to drill along the strike and down deep. Recently, we put a news release at the La Colorada that's showing very interesting results, gold and silver. 9 meters close to the surface at 700 plus grams per ton of silver. If we go and apply a more higher cutoff and you start to see the high grade, you can have the multiple kilos of silver in narrow vein. But we want to approach this is a dual approach, where it's possible to be open cast, bulk mineable style. Why not? That's low cost. And underground as a follow-up. And continue to drill along the extensions. Outside of the San Juan and the Plomosas, like I said, we still have 24 showings that we are going to drill some of them in the next couple of months. Other point very interesting that I want to bring to the audience is about the Summerseal Project. This project, Summerseal, was controlled by many junior companies for many, many years. Since we signed the option with SSR and we acquired this project, we increased the resource 60% by doing proper exploration, drilling, resource estimation, and preparing the project to be another key foundation for this company. We invested material capital doing underground development to access the ore underground and understand how we can expand this underground. And more recently, the next slide, we are completing a massive ground geophysical survey, more than 80 kilometers of line, connecting the resource area at Summerseal with the San Juan. That's close to 10 kilometers on a straight line. And we are very excited because we are discovering more and more anomalies. We are using IP and MAG. Again, nobody has ever done what we are doing here. we've been doing a lot of basic work to make sure that we can create opportunities to drill and discover more deposits in the area and integrate all together. IP, because we can find sulfides, and mag, because we can find some sources of heat and flows, intrusives, that can really be key for epithermal deposits. We have plenty of catalysts, continuous drill results, not only for the resource area that's almost done. All the drill holes pretty much for Plomozos have been released. We have a couple 5 at La Colorada, but there'll be a series of drill hole results as we continue to drill with multiple drill rigs for the second half. We are doing metallurgical test work because we believe we can get better recoveries at Plomozos, because all the work that was done in the past was on lead and zinc. We believe we can get high recoveries in silver and gold. Very soon we'll be announcing that. The acquisition of Trinidad brought an extensive database of more than $15 million of exploration data, multiple targets. Some of them were drilled, and we can increase that as well. We can continue to drill. And very, very likely that by the year end, we are going to trigger PEA, integrating Plomosas, San Juan, and Summerseal, and maybe some discoveries between Summerseal and San Juan. It's key for us to create value, not just by drilling, but it's important to find deposits and expand resources in areas that we believe likely to become a mine. Key individuals in this company, including myself, have been very diligent in all institutions looking to finance projects in Mexico. And location is important, ore geology is important, metallurgy is important, experience, track records is extremely important. So we believe we are well set up now with the company well-funded, $10 million in the bank to fund the program, and support of big shareholders, and capital structure is still very attractive. You can see here, big funds like Mackenzie, Sprott, Earth Resources, big shareholders. Management has a big position in the company, a lot of skin in the game. We will continue to work. And just some highlights of the key individuals. All the key executives of this company are bilingual. We go to Mexico and speak and talk in Spanish. We have hired general manager, underground engineers, metallurgical engineers to work in this company. So this is not a case of just brownfields exploration company. It's more advanced stage, moving potentially towards development. As I said earlier, the group of individuals, executives who were supporting this company have worked in major organizations, not only mining companies like Vale, Tech, Quadra Mining, Mag Silver, but also world-class financial institutions like Macquarie Bank. And we also brought key individuals, Mexican individuals, to work with us, such as Laura Diaz, the former General Director of Mines. We need to have that kind of individual to understand how to operate in Mexico.